one. Eyes up, Guardians. This is the Twin Stick Guardians official podcast. We are the Twin Stick Guardians, the official Destiny clan for the Twin Stick Radio podcast. I'm your fire team leader, Rich, and I'm here with the sole other member of my fire team, Chris.
Yeah, we're one man short today.
Yeah. We are not going to tell you where we are. You can figure it out if you want to, but we're not going to specify exactly where we are. But
So,
I'm
look
just,
at this.
it's so pretty, dude. It's really
It is
pretty.
awesome. Are you over by the giant sunset?
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
It's good shit, man.
Yeah.
This is like I said, we don't want to give anything away, but this place is this is probably one of the best pieces of Destiny content that we've ever gotten.
Yep. I agree.
It's short, but it's sweet. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yep. So basically, what me and Chris are gonna do tonight is it's basically gonna be one big tower talk session today. So and with a little bit of This Week at Bungie at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started. So Chris, you want to go ahead and start off tower talk?
Yeah, man. So number one, Curse of Osiris is here.
Yep.
And I am going to be 100% honest.
Mm-hmm.
I love this expansion.
Really?
I really do. I am probably in the utmost minority when it comes to the internet.
I'm right there with you.
But I just really love this expansion. I think, of course, there's flaws. Of course, I think there's things that could have gone better. I totally think they could have used the Infinite Force better than they did. I think there's a lot of possibilities for them to take the Infinite Force and turn it into something that could be infinitely grindable. But I think for the most part, this is easily $20 well spent.
Oh, for sure.
I love the story. I thought the story was great. I don't agree with a lot of the internet when they say they're disappointed in Osiris. I thought he was, to a point, exactly what he was supposed to be. You know,
An enigma.
Like an enigma. I wasn't expecting them to flesh out who Osiris is. That would be like you actually living in Gotham, right? Not a reader of comic books, but somebody who actually lives in Gotham. And you meet Batman one night, and would you honestly expect to be able to learn everything there is to know about Batman? No, you wouldn't. That's unrealistic because it's Batman. I think Osiris is like, I'm not trying to compare Osiris to Batman, but I'm talking just as far as a character goes. I think the most left unsaid, the better when it comes to Osiris.
I agree. And I'm right there with you with loving this expansion, man. This where we're at just seems to be the icing on the cake for me, and that's because we haven't even gotten Faction Wars or Iron Banner or anything yet. But I'm in HUD off. My HUD is off right now, and it's really pretty, dude. I mean, just look at this area design, and the story was good for what this expansion is. The story was good. I was able to finish it on my Warlock and like speed through it and not, because I appreciated the story on my Titan and I ran it with you and Daniel.
Yeah.
And that's
How long did it take you guys the first time?
The first time about 3 hours, and that's because I wanted
I'd say that's about right.
Yeah, I wanted to stop and look around. And today, doing it by myself, and then last night doing it by myself and finishing it with Trey. Trey hopped on and helped me with the last mission last night. And that took about an hour and a half.
Okay, yeah, I think so. Daniel and I took our third characters through it Friday, and we tried to power through it. We tried. And we powered through in total in about 55 minutes. Yeah. But that's like, even in the missions where you had to go through the Infinite Force, just bypassing everything.
Okay.
That wasn't fighting at all. So it took us about an hour to power through the entire story. And that sounds terrible, but that's the thing is we tried to clear it as fast as possible.
You speed ran it.
right, we speedrun it. When you take a step back and really enjoy the story and watch the cutscenes and talk about what you just saw and maybe try to understand what they're saying, this story's great. I freaking love this story. Um, like I said, I just number one, I love the Vex. The Vex are hands down my favorite enemy in this game, just
Yeah,
because of all the convolutedness to the timelines and just their origins and really, with the darkness aside, the Vex are probably the biggest threat to the universe because of the fact they basically know everything.
yeah. It was like
You know,
Osiris said. There's trillions of realities that they can spawn at any given moment
exactly.
that they're always
Um,
examining.
right, and it's really cool. And like I said, the Infinite Force, which I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit, it definitely explores that idea, which I really love. I mean, we're looking at this thing right in front of us. Like I said, we don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah.
just looking at this, it's like, yep, the Vex are fucking cool as shit. So,
Yep. So what was your favorite thing doing the past, what, 4 or 5 days that we've been playing this expansion?
um, I think it's probably going to be this,
Yeah.
but other than the raid lair, I'd say, man, I don't know.
Because you've done the public events, you've done heroic
Yeah,
adventures.
I've done the events. We've done all the adventures. We've done the events. I was actually lucky enough to be able to forge all four verses
Mm-hmm.
for the week. Um, I guess for the most part, we've experienced everything Curse of Osiris has to offer to a point. Of course, it's replayability on everything, but um, I don't know, man. I really think the raid lair is my favorite part. Other than the raid lair, though, because I think that's almost like a given. It's the raid.
Yeah.
It's a raid. I really, really, really liked a specific heroic adventure,
Mm-hmm.
um, and there's a heroic adventure called a bug in the system, um, and it's so basically the adventures take you into the Infinite Forest, and the Infinite Forest itself is just the road to get you to the place where the adventure
Yeah,
takes
it's a
place.
very big corridor.
Yeah, it's a very, very big corridor that is randomly generated from a bunch of different hand-built by Bungie arenas.
Yeah, and
So you think,
the
go ahead,
awesome
sorry.
thing about it is you can get any enemy type within the Infinite
Yes,
Forest.
any enemy type on any of the hand-built small arenas. So imagine you having a bunch of Lego sets that are already built, and you have 20 different Lego sets that are already built. They have structures, they have enemies or people, car, everything's already built, ready for you to play with, and you can randomly choose five of them and put them together. That's the Infinite Force. Of course, I think I'm not 100% sure how many different play spaces they've developed, but it seems like quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've seen a couple used over and over again, but for the most part, every time I go into the Infinite Forest, it really does feel different. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. You just go in there and you shoot a bunch of enemies. The doors that are locked, you kill the demons.
Yeah.
Uh, and for the most part, it's just Destiny, more Destiny. You run in, you go to an arena, or you go to this thing, and you take 20, 30, 40 seconds to kill a bunch of enemies, and you move forward. That's the loop. That's the gameplay loop of Destiny.
Yep.
Um, but I really like this one adventure called A Bug in the System, where you go through the Infinite Force, and you end up in the past. So spoilers. Are we going to go into spoilers for Osiris? I think it'd be
Um.
safe to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we might as well. Yeah.
Okay. Just
Spoilers.
yeah. Spoilers alert. If you guys don't want to hear about the story or anything that happens in it, just either tune out or maybe we can put a timestamp if you're watching the YouTube video in a little bit. Um, so the whole part of the Infinite Force and Osiris is we're exploring all the different timelines where the Vex have either won, are in the process of winning, or the beginning of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say the beginning of everything, I basically mean the beginning of the Vex and their not the beginning of the Vex. The beginning of when the Vex decided we're going to try to take over the universe, basically.
You can see
Um,
the columns coming down in
yeah,
Mercury in one
yeah.
of
So
the story missions.
yeah, so during the story, you actually go and you explore the past of Mercury when it was a garden planet, which is really cool because you actually get to see the Traveler on Mercury, and the place is gorgeous. Like Mercury looks amazing in the past.
Yep.
That was such a cool moment to, because you're it's in that story you're almost being rushed,
Hmm.
uh, because you're following one of Osiris's reflections, which I thought was a great way to work Osiris into the story. Since you couldn't really work Osiris himself into some of these story missions, the fact that they gave him the ability to create reflections of himself, I thought
Yeah.
was awesome. I keep thinking to myself like, how do I get that power? How do I make a reflection? What tree do I have to choose to
and
fucking
it,
make reflections of
and it
myself?
wasn't just some like pre-programmed response. It actually had consciousness. These reflections.
Yeah, yeah, like so there's no telling how many reflections Osiris has made of himself, and every single one is its own consciousness that for the most part is an exact copy of
Yep.
Osiris.
And they communicate with each other.
Yeah, and they communicate with each other, and they communicate with Sagira, and they communicate straight with Osiris. So Osiris can explore every single timeline all at the same time.
Yep.
It seems relative right now, but it's still super cool. Anyway, so you get to see Mercury in the past, and then you do another mission where you get to see Mercury in the present when the Vex are trying to. What were they doing in the present?
They were
Something with the Cabal.
they were fighting off the Red
They
Legion
were fighting off
survivors.
the Almighty. Yeah, that's they were
Yeah.
fighting off the Almighty. And then you get to see Mercury in the future, which is the dark future, which is from Osiris's mouth exactly. Before we showed up, every single path led to this future,
Yep.
where
And
the Vex won.
the sun loses its power.
That loses its power. There's no such thing as light or darkness. It's
Yep.
just the Vex, which is a super cool, uh, not a cool future if you follow the Destiny storyline, but it is a cool place to visit. And there's this awesome secret that I'm sure we'll get to in Spin Foil Hat Time,
Hmm.
uh, in the dark future that I want to get to in Spin Foil Hat Time because it's such a cool freaking feature or a cool little secret. Anyway, back to the original thing. In the heroic adventure, A Bug in the System, you go to the past. You follow the Infant Force, you go to the past, and you fight off the Hive, trying to basically trying to stop the Vex from learning. So the Vex are trying to learn from the Hive to learn how to adapt themselves to any situation because that's what the Hive are good at. And so the Hive are trying to stop the Vex while you're trying to stop the Hive and all this other shit. But you end up doing this. You end up fighting the Hive off in waves. You have to protect this tower, and you end up fighting the Hive off in waves. And the only thing I could think of when I was doing that is like, this is a perfect Horde mode. It's perfect.
Yeah, dude.
Everything about this mission is perfect for a Horde mode. Instead of fighting off 2 waves, you fight off 20 waves that gradually get
Yeah.
harder and harder, and you have at the very end, you have a not a mechanic heavy raid boss, but you have a mechanic based boss.
I think that would be
You
a good
know?
way to introduce Savathun, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, that would be a great way to introduce Savathun because the Hive are endless. But I was doing that mission and I just could not stop thinking to myself like, oh my god, this is Horde mode. Like this is it. They did it. Either they know they did it or they don't know they did it, or like I said, they do know they did it and this is just a taste of what's to come. But they did it. Like I'm sitting there, we only fought off 2 waves of Hive, which is not a lot. We do that almost in every campaign in Destiny where there's a part where you fight off waves of something. But just in the arena you were in, you were basically, it was a tower defense Horde mode
Yep.
for 2 waves. And every time you cleared out the little guys, either knights would show up, ogres would show up, or witches would show up, and
Yep.
that was the end of a wave. I was like, oh my god, they did it! They're like, this is it. This is Horde mode, and I really really enjoyed that heroic adventure because of that very reason. Also, it was a cool story, but that very reason I couldn't stop grinning. It's like I still have faith in Bungie uh, because of Destiny 1. Like, Destiny 1 was a game that evolved because of the community. Destiny 1 wouldn't have reached Rise of Iron or Age of Triumph if Bungie didn't listen to the community. Um, and I know Bungie's listening to us. Um, and I think this was just hey, we hear you guys. Like, we understand you want a horde mode. Um, this is a little taste of what we have in store, maybe in the next year or so. But I don't know. I like to be cautiously optimistic. But yeah, I would say the raid lair and that heroic
Hmm.
adventure. That's my
Uh,
favorite part.
yeah, for me, it was just getting to see Osiris and getting to experience him and Sagira in the story. And the public event, honestly, dude, is so much fun. It's probably my second favorite thing to do right now.
I agree.
Is the public event
I
on
completely
Mercury.
agree with that.
Um, Even though most people don't really know how to trigger their heroic right now.
That's okay. People are still learning. I understand. It's the first week. I
Yeah.
get it. Sort of. Learn how to trigger the heroic people. Jesus
Um,
Christ.
PvP is just laser tag right now. We'll cover that when we talk
Oh
about
my
the
God.
Thwab.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
But it's been it's worth it, dude. That's my main point is it's worth it. It's
I
worth
agree.
it's yeah, everybody's still pissed off or complaining or whatever the fuck they are, but it's to me and to us, I know it's worth it because our this is the most active our clan has been since launch.
Yep.
Period. Into
Very
discussion.
true.
Our clan has been well, four of us have been playing Grand Theft Auto together, and then the other two guys are just doing their own thing. Which I don't mind because I love playing Grand Theft Auto with you guys, but it's good to have the six of us back together playing Destiny together.
I agree.
And I even ran through some of the story with Damien the other day, another member of our
Mhm.
clan, and I saw you were running it with Whitney, and
Yep.
it's been a ton of fun, man. I actually got to play with Daniel by ourselves, and that was fun because we had never done that. It gave us a chance to get to know each other, and it's just that's what this game does. It just brings us together.
Yep.
No matter what the six of us are doing, if there's a new activity for the six of us to do together, we're gonna log on. We're gonna text each other 2 days before, fight about
Yeah.
a time, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna log on
Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah. And do our best to try to get everybody included in the times because our
Yep.
freaking schedules are all over the place. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this expansion is exactly what Destiny's all about. Is a time to get all of us together and just enjoy this game because it's a
Yep.
video game. You
And the good
know,
yeah, and the good thing about it is, look, TJ went home, downloaded it, went out, got something to eat, came back, and didn't have to do anything but was raid ready.
yep, that's true. I didn't think about that. He was raid ready, and he's been doing just fine.
Yep.
TJ's also an animal at this game, so yeah. But
Um,
what do you think of the story though? Like for real, story wise, were
so
you disappointed? Were you
no,
expecting more?
nope. I got
'Cause you're our lore guy.
I'm the lore guy, but from what I was expecting, I got everything I wanted out of the first cutscene, the first couple of cutscenes.
Oh, dude, totally.
That's really all I wanted was I wanted them to acknowledge Osiris as the greatest warlock, possibly guardian that has ever lived. The ex-leader of the Vanguard. He was exiled. Ikora was the leader of the exile. Um,
I actually did not know Ikora was the leader of the Exile.
yeah, the only
That
thing
was
that
news. That was news to me.
if I'm gonna nitpick, the only thing that disappoints me is they didn't touch on the relationship that him and Sage 14 had with the speaker. That's really it.
So I mean, we'll get to that in spin. That's my thing for spinfoil hat time. So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty
Uh,
sure I'm gonna go into that in explicit detail next week on the lore tab.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I said before, I love the story. I thought it was awesome. I'm not the biggest. I love the lore of Destiny. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know everything about it.
Yeah.
Not like somebody like Bife or somebody like that. But man, like I am fully invested in the Vex lore and the Osiris lore now. and anything having to do with it because I really did. I thought Osiris was a freaking awesome character.
Yeah.
The power he displayed, and just his overall demeanor. There's a point where, and this is something people got upset about, but I thought it was awesome. You're not necessarily you're working with Osiris throughout the entire story.
Yep.
And you're working with his reflections, and at the end you get to see a cutscene where you come out of the Infinite Forest, Ikor's there, and then Osiris follows you out, and he basically gives you like a look, kind of does a little side smirk, like good job, kid, right? And then goes and talks with Ikora, and then he never says anything to you again.
Yeah,
well, there's a lot of people that I've read. There's a lot of people I've read like that made them upset, and I thought to myself, I was like, holy shit, that was awesome.
Yeah, like okay, because think about spoilers for the story right now. If you think about it, we didn't beat Panaptes. We would have gotten our asses kicked if Osiris's reflections weren't there.
Yep.
Osiris did a lot for us in that boss fight, which may be my second favorite story boss fight behind Oryx.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I thought that was a great boss fight.
Because Oryx is always gonna, unless oh god damn it, I'm gonna die. Yep.
That's all good with you.
Because unless they come out with something like extremely spectacular to rival the Oryx boss fight in the Taken King, that's always going to be my favorite story boss fight, just because of the way it happens and the mechanics and how you can hear about Crota and how you can hear about Nokris. And can you res me?
Yeah, I can't get you. I don't think so. I have my HUD off though. Hold on, I might be doing something different. Keep talking.
But yeah, we wiped.
Whoops.
But yeah, with the whole Nokris and you could the scannable Nokris statue, the scannable Crota statue, the way that his tunnel lights up, just that's my all-time Destiny favorite boss fight, story-wise. But this came close because of who we got to work beside. That's what I was hoping Rise of Iron would be. I was hoping we would.
You got to fight alongside Saladin.
Yeah.
I agree. That's why that's one of the reasons I didn't like Rise of Iron. Cause, you know, there's a lot of guardians that are fabled to be these great guardians, but most of them are dead now.
Yeah.
You know, there's only a few guardians that are still alive that are part of that. You know, this guardian was a badass storytelling. Osiris is one of them. Saladin's one of them.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite's another one. Yeah, the only two remaining Iron Lords, basically.
Yeah. Fellwinter.
Yeah. Well, is Fellwinter still alive?
Oh no, that's right. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's only like a few guardians that are like, in the lore of Destiny, these guardians were badasses. And the fact that Saladin just stayed in his little wolf castle is kind of annoying.
Yeah. Speaking of dead guardians, dude. Oh, the Saint 14 stuff.
We'll get to that in the spin foil. That's gonna be my spin foil thing.
Okay,
awesome.
Cool. But with this, like I said, I mean, first of all, they added mechanics to a story boss, which is awesome.
Yeah, which was cool. Very cool.
They added. It was a little bit of everything. You had to fight off the horde of ads. You had to dunk the arc. Everything people don't understand. We've been dunking arc projectiles and Siva projectiles since Destiny 1.
Yeah.
So, and the way that the story folded out, it's basically the culmination of the last 3.5 years of Destiny. With the mechanics of the raid boss, with the way that we progressed through the story, it was Bungie saying, "Hey, we're listening to you. This is how we're going to progress the stories. Maybe we'll have something more from you from now on. By the way, here's a strike in the middle of the story." Which I liked. A lot of people didn't like that, but I enjoyed the strike in the middle of the story mode.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all. I think it fit into the story really well, and I mean, when I go and run the strike, I don't mind doing it again.
Yeah.
It's a fun strike. Both of them are fun, actually.
So yeah, I mean, that's it for me, man.
So
when it comes to Tower Talk.
Okay, let's run down. So we covered the story. We both enjoyed the hell out of the story. What do you think about Mercury as a whole? What do you think about the explorable space that is Mercury?
The public space is too small. If they want to add more public events to it, they got to expand it a little bit. Not
Yeah.
not by much. Just maybe give us like the God damn it, I'm drawing a blank. What the hell are they called? Um, like the dungeons. What the fuck are they called? God damn it, why am I going
Lost
blank?
sectors.
Yeah, the Lost Sector. I like the Lost Sector. It's a really big
Oh,
Lost
that's fun.
Sector.
Yeah, it was a big lost sector. I think this is, and I agree with you. I think Mercury is too small, but I think this is where it fits in with my. There is a lot that they could do, and could have done with the Infinite Forest.
Hmm.
I think the Infinite Forest should have been part of the patrol area. I don't, I
Okay.
don't, I don't like that the Infinite Forest is only reserved for adventures,
Okay.
especially since there's only 3 adventures. What I do like, however, is that that opens up endless possibilities for replayable missions
Hmm.
to explore the Vex timeline and basically have stories being told through the Infinite Forest. So let's say um, Osiris comes to us because we've reestablished connection with Osiris. Osiris is alive. He doesn't go back to the tower. He decides to stay on Mercury and stay inside the forest
Yep.
and keep an eye on the Vex. Cool. Osiris gets a hold of us and says, "Hey, I have a mission for you. The Vex are trying to go back to the Battle of the Six Fronts, and they're trying to make it to where the Fallen win. I need you to go stop it.
Oh shit.
Go through the Infinite Forest. Boom, we're at the Battle of the Six Fronts because
Yeah.
it's time travel, and we go and we take part in the Battle of the Six Fronts because we needed to, because the Vex are trying to freaking change history.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about the Vex is there really is like there's so many possibilities that you could do you could use the Infinite Forest for.
And
And
the thing about the Infinite Forest is we wouldn't really be in the Battle of Six Fronts. We would be in the Vex simulation of the Battle of Six Fronts because all they have to do
right,
is see it.
exactly.
That's all they have to do is see it and it
Exactly.
happens. So
Exactly. So we're not going back and alternate. We're not going back and altering history. We're going into a Vex simulation, stopping the Vex outcome that they want from happening, so they move on to the next one.
yeah,
That's
because
the whole point of this.
with the Vex, it's all about what they see, what they can predict.
Right. Right.
And
And if they predict their idea for getting the Fallen to win the Battle of the Six Fronts fails, then they'll move on.
Yep.
We've won the adventure, and we can do that as many times because it's a Vex simulation. So
Yep.
that's why you go and do adventures over and over again because that's what they are.
yeah.
But yeah, that's where I think that the Infinite Force could have been more, and I think in the future will be more. But I totally agree with you. I think Mercury was too small.
Yeah, it seems like they built it around the public event.
They totally did, and that's okay. It's one big public event space, and that's okay. But I do wish it was a bit smaller, a bit bigger. But the public event's a shit ton of fun. Triggering the heroic is a shit ton of fun because
Shoot the shiny things, people. That's all you got to do.
yeah, shoot the shiny things. But it's cool because like if you're in the know, you're in the know, and it's almost a race to trigger it before somebody else before they finish the second part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love the public event. I think it's a ton of fun. I love trying to kill the Gate Lord in Phase 2 because I don't think you can take him down in one phase. But there was 3 Warlocks in one of them, and we got him down, killed the thing, unlocked his shield, and then Phase 2, 3 Warlocks Nova bombed him, and he died within seconds, and it was awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, Bungie's great at designing 20-second game loops, and this is just a really, really, really good game loop, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, second thing, what do you think of the overall lighthouse? The Brother Vance as a vendor. What do you think of the verses and the forge? What do you think about all that?
The verses are very grindy, which is
Good,
which
right?
is good.
That's
Yes,
good,
that's
apparently,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Brother Vance.
He's a creeper, isn't he?
Yeah, he's weird, dude. Like,
Jeez, man.
I did like the little secret. The little secret in the light. I'm not gonna say what it is, but the secret in the lighthouse was cool.
Yeah,
Um,
it is cool. Yeah, I really like the
uh,
Forge. I like the Forge a lot actually, and I think that's another one of those things that it's rife with. It's just there's just a ton of possibilities to use the Forge. You know what I mean?
yeah, we could
There's
get.
just a ton.
I mean,
Go ahead.
if you want to get technical about the forge, we could. If Bungie wants a way to bring back old weapons, you could bring them back in the forge and vexify them.
Totally, 100%. If you want to in the future, you can tie mods to the Forge. So here's my ideal mod situation. I think mods are I think mods are what people are waiting for.
Hmm.
I think the idea that Bungie has for mods is exactly what people are waiting for. So static roles aren't going anywhere. We know that. We
Yeah.
agree with that. I think static roles are 100% okay on guns. I don't think we need to go back to random rolls. We don't need to go back to a time where if you're not playing this game 8 hours a day grinding for that perfect thing, then you're just not viable in this game. I think that's a terrible, terrible game design.
Yep.
Um, what they're doing right now with static rolls is great. Tuesday we get the masterwork system, and I think that is going to add a whole new level of um, not I want to say grind because I don't think it's going to take forever to get the masterwork you want on your weapon.
Hmm.
But I do think it's another thing that people can do to customize their weapon to make it feel different. So I have Positive Outlook. I think Positive Outlook is probably the best gun to be added in this game. In Curse of Osiris, it's basically Uriel's gift with kill clip,
Yeah.
and I think that is a perfect PVE gun. Daniel was saying he was having a lot of fun with it in PvP too. If you
Before
can get
laser
a
tag
kill,
started. Yeah.
yeah, before laser tag started. But yeah, I think Positive Outlook and the Scout Rifle from the Forge, Garden Progeny, are the two best weapons in Curse of Osiris. Oh, I thought I died. Oh, I am gonna die. No, I'm not. Here we go. I'm good.
Cool.
I think those are the two best weapons in Curse of Osiris. And Masterwork is coming on Tuesday, which means I get to try to make my Garden Progeny, I'm sorry, my Positive Outlook have a better reload speed with kill clip.
Nice.
And it's going to make my gun feel like my gun, like I designed this gun. To go further in, my perfect mod system is the mods. Let's say in the future we have a mod that instead of kill clip, I can change the perk with a mod to add rampage.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So basically, legendary and exotic mods change the main perk of a gun.
Okay.
And you have to grind for those mods. Either they come from the forge, so you have to craft the mod, or they come from strikes, so you have to run strikes until you get it as a drop. There's exotic mods that add crazy new perks to these weapons, like whenever you kill, I don't know, 3 red bar enemies in a row, you get a 30-second buff that doubles your damage. You know what I mean? Weird shit
Okay.
like that.
Well,
Just
that's
whatever.
already a perk on the gun, or it used to be a perk on the gunslinger.
Yeah, I mean it's like Rampage. But
Yeah.
my point is you have exotic and legendary mods that change the main perks of guns. So you still have static rolls. They're always going to be static rolls. Uriel's gift is always going to be Uriel's gift. However, you have a mod to make the gun feel more like yours, and you have to grind for those mods. I.e.
Yep.
Strikes, Crucible, the Forge.
Hand cannon dudes have
those-
outlaw to go look for.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Scout rifle guys have triple tap to go look for.
Exactly.
like-
some
yeah.
of these mods only drop in the Infinite Forest.
Hmm.
Gives you a reason to go back and do the Infinite Forest. Stuff like that. Like
Dude.
this game is open for possibilities, and people just don't see it. They
So
just
check
see the
this out.
negative.
Check this out. Okay, you know how people are raving over hand cannons on PC, right? So we were talking
I
about
think
possibilities with the Forge. People want last word back, right? And what if just like if they wanted to bring last word back as an event, like with the next expansion or something? So you're more familiar with this story on Dredgen Yor. He dueled the dude with the last word, right? And that's how he died.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so what if to bring Thor and the Last Word back, there is an adventure, and to forge the Last Word or Thorn, you get to choose which one. You go
Totally.
back in the adventure and see the duel and kind of decide the winner,
Yes, that would be fucking sweet.
right?
That'd be cool as shit, dude.
But
All
you
that's
get
the thing.
but you get Thorn and Last Word back from the Forge, but you get it vexified.
Yeah, I think that would be fucking awesome. Like that's the thing is there's so many possibilities with this with what they've this is just a building block. This is the green Lego that you put down to build everything on top of.
Yeah,
That's what this is.
this is like Eris Morn was in the Dark Below, and then what she turned into in the Taken King.
Yeah, totally. And I think this expansion and just Destiny 2 vanilla in general is just it's that green, piece of plastic that you put down before you start building on top of with Legos.
Yeah.
This is just the foundation of what this game is going to be based around over the next 2 to 3 years. And I'm super excited because I love this game. I was telling Trey earlier, like I freaking love this game. I hate getting on Twitter and Reddit and seeing people bash this game like it's the second coming of Satan. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is such a good game. It's so fun, and um, it's so easy for anybody to play it. Anybody, and that's a good thing. I was listening to a Destiny Community podcast, and they had a streamer on there, and he was talking about how this is the most disappointing thing he's ever played in Destiny 2, blah, 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 blah. But he also goes on to say, like, but I stream 8 hours a day, and it's like, there's not enough content for me. It's like, yeah, there's not enough content for you because you're a no-lifer. You're a
Yeah.
streamer. Like, this game isn't built for you. And like you said on Twitter the other day, you and the 0.1% of the people who have completed and maybe platinum this entire game. This game is not made for you anymore.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's okay for you not to play it. It's okay.
Yep.
Look,
we're probably gonna heist tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna play a heist tomorrow because Grand Theft Auto is fucking amazing. Monster Hunter Beta's out, and I played the first mission. It's fun as shit.
Dude, we've got to
I
save
hunted
San
down-
Andreas. We have to save San Andreas. So we have to work our way up to
I gotta get
that.
myself a fucking flying DeLorean come Tuesday. There's so many other games to play. Your life doesn't revolve around Destiny, and if it does,
Yeah.
you need to really sit down and rethink the way you've decided the decisions you've made in life.
Who's this guy?
Oh, you didn't set. I don't know, but you didn't set our team to private.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. How do I do that?
Just kick him real quick.
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Where you at?
Set our party to private too, because you never do that either.
Yeah, my bad. Here we go. Okay, he's booted. Let me set the party to private. Trey, edit this part out. Okay.
Okay, set the actual party we're in to
Yeah, it is.
invite only. Okay, it says clan and friends only.
Oh, the fire team?
So yeah.
No, it's invite only.
Oh, okay, on my thing it says clan and friends only.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. I think if a lot of these Destiny streamers were to go run heists with the people that they normally raid with, I think they would have a lot more content to put out, and they wouldn't be so bitchy.
Yeah, of course they would. And then that's the thing. It's like we talked about Gathalion last week, and how it's just how he's being such a little bitch. But guess what? Guess what he spent $20 on?
Curse of Osiris.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna be a bitch and fucking bitch about it all the time, don't spend money on it.
Yeah, why
Like
don't you go?
this is it's the exact same conversation that me and Trey had on Twin Stick Radio a couple of months ago, when the whole loot box thing was really starting to blow up, or about a month ago. It's like, you know what? I decided that I'm gonna speak with my wallet. I am not gonna buy Shadow of War, and I did not buy Battlefront 2, because I do not support what they are doing in this game atmosphere.
Yeah.
And there's tons of people that did that. Remember Call of Duty Black Ops 3? People were like, "Oh, this is bullshit. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and the loot box system is so blah 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 blah," and they're complaining about it on Steam. but you go look at their games played. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is #1 on their list.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know, you don't have the right to sit there and fucking call these developers out if
By
you're
their first
supporting.
name.
Yeah, if you're supporting them, you're supporting them. You yelling at these developers is not. It's making you a hypocrite. Period. And it's just really frustrating. But I don't want to be negative on this podcast because this is such a good expansion and I'm having a shit ton of fun with it.
Fuck
Okay,
yeah, we
last
are.
thing.
Okay.
Last thing, PvP. What do you think? Don't
PV
talk about Prometheus Lens first. What do you think of the maps?
Of the what?
The maps.
The
How do
maps
you
are
think the
fun.
maps
The one on Titan, it's got a lot of great lanes, dude. A lot of lanes for like sniper and scout rifle fights, and then it's also got a bunch of cover spots where you could sneak around a corner and just blitz
Yeah.
somebody with an auto rifle or an SMG.
Yeah, Wormhaven. Is that Wormhaven?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Wormhaven, dude, we were having so much fun on Wormhaven, especially with Prometheus Lens. We actually got into a PvP match where all 8 Guardians had Prometheus Lens. So, and we were on Wormhaven. And there's a spot on Wormhaven that's in the middle of the map, but there's this bridge area that kind of curves
Yep, I
and
know what
goes
you're talking
around
about.
goes around these 2 glass windows.
Yeah.
And there's a spot over the bridge where you can jump down and head toward the 2 spawn points. But that bridge it curves just perfect to where you can peek out of a corner on the other side of the bridge and just barely see on the other side of them. And I wish you could pull the camera out and see what was going on, because there was just 8 streams just constantly crossing that bridge. And it was so cool to look at whenever you were running up on it. It was a ton of fun, and I think all 3 of the maps are perfect.
Before Deej tweeted about the Prometheus Lens bug, I had a match on Distant Shore of Supremacy. I went 30
Oh
and
yeah,
2.
dude, you got Prometheus Lens day 1, didn't you?
Yep, from Hawthorne. And I went
That's
30 and 2. I was like, why am I doing this good? Like I'm not booty, but I'm not this good either. I never go 30 and 2.
Because Prometheus Lens has a .7 kill time. .7, Rich.
Yeah.
The next thing is Last Hope at 1.1, and that's only at close range.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. Of course,
Prometheus Lens is definitely broken.
Of course, the PvP community was an outrage, and how are we supposed to make money this weekend on trials, and everybody's going to be laser tagging? Like,
whatever, dude.
Bro, like,
if you're making, oh my god, whatever, just fucking whatever. Go buy the fucking weapon from Zur since he's selling it, and go have fun.
Yeah,
this
we got
is
3 more days of
video
fun.
Game.
Yeah, we got 3 more days. I'm wearing Prometheus Lens on my back right now, dude. I never put it down.
Are you?
I never put it down.
It's such a fun gun. I actually like it a little bit better than Cold Heart. I know Cold Heart is a better weapon, but I like Prometheus Lens better.
Dude, TJ's reaction when he was like, "Is this thing reloading for me when I kill something?"
Yeah. I really like all the exotics they added to this game. I haven't got anywhere close to getting all of the ones that I want, but I got Prometheus Lens. I got them from Zur, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I also got the Warlock robes that I tweeted out that I wanted.
Yeah.
They're called Vesper of Radius, and the perk is anytime I drop my Rift, it sends a electric shockwave out and pushes back enemies that are around me. And as long as I'm surrounded by enemies, my Rift comes back faster.
Oh, nice.
And by my timing, if I'm surrounded by enemies, I can get my Rift back in about 5 seconds.
So it's like a Orpheus rig for your Rift.
Yeah, basically. So I can consistently be putting my Rift down and standing in a healing Rift and just wrecking shop. Because I'll also be wearing Winter's Guile and Devour.
Yeah.
So it's like, come at me, bitches. I'm invincible type thing. And it's amazing. But I got Crimson, the hand cannon, the Red Death hand cannon. Just saying I called it. I called there's going to be a pulse hand cannon.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. What else have I gotten?
That's all I
got the Colony.
Dude, I haven't gotten anything but Prometheus Lens.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, what the fuck? I got the Colony.
Oh, nice.
which is the grenade launcher that shoots little spider robots.
Yeah.
That's a ton of fun. There's a bunch of shit that I got. There's a bunch of really great stuff in this expansion. But yeah.
I'm hunting for Crimson and Jade Rabbit. That's what I want.
I read somewhere Jade Rabbit's not that good. I
Yeah,
hope
but
I'm wrong, but I read somewhere.
just for nostalgia factor, dude. Just how much we grinded in D1 for it. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's very, very, very true.
So but yeah, man. Okay, I got one to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, rank this on Destiny DLCs. Where does this rank for you?
Um, Probably right behind Taken King. I'd
Okay.
say Taken King's number one, and this is number two.
Yeah.
Because I thought House of Wolves and Rise of, and
Dark
Dark Below
Below.
were terrible. Yeah, I didn't like those as expansions.
Hmm.
Rise of Iron was fine. I think Rise of Iron added a lot to the Destiny universe, but as far as an expansion goes, I didn't like it that much. And Age of Triumph was just a book, which isn't bad. I think the book was cool.
Well, that was
I
technically
liked the
not a
book.
DLC. That was technically an update because it was free.
That's true. But yeah, this is right behind Taken King.
Okay.
And Trey summed this up perfectly. If we can get this every season, sweet. This
Hell
is
yeah.
perfect for me.
Yeah, dude.
This is absolutely perfect for me.
This is
And
a
it's
game that
small
we
enough.
can. Yeah. It's a game that we can
Yeah, go ahead.
play. It's a game that we can
Yep.
play. We don't have to grind every minute of every day. We can
Yep.
play it. We can put it
Exactly.
down. We can go to Grand Theft Auto. We can
Yep.
go. I can go to LA Noire, which I need to do eventually.
Hmm. Yep.
You can go play your God damn it, your MMOs.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing is like this compared to Taken King, is this expansion small? Yes, it is. However, if this is going to be the expansion we get every 3 months, holy shit, well done, Bungie. Like, this is great.
Yeah, for
This is
sure.
great for a 3 month update. 3 months the game's been out, Rich. Three
Yeah.
months, and we got this.
Yep.
I'd gladly pay $20 for this every 3 months.
Hopefully we get another good one in March, if that's when it's coming out.
Hopefully. Dude, if it's anything like this, except it has to do with the war mind, yes,
Oh my god.
please.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yes, fucking please. Holy shit, yes. Take my money. I am
Oh man.
100% in support of this company right now, or this developers. And apparently that's blasphemy in the video game universe, but I don't give a fuck.
Me neither,
I
dude.
think they nailed it.
Hell yeah. Okay, let's go into the thwab.
The twab.
So they said this week at Bungie we launched Curse of Osiris. They went on to talk about how Ikora was your guide through the DLC. It was update 1.1.0 and it brought resolution to a few issues that Bungie has been tracking. And another update which comes out Tuesday 1.1.1 will bring more changes. Is what we covered in last week's episode on the Thwab.
Hmm. Yep.
So then they go on to talk about the Eater of Worlds, which congrats to fucking Worlds First, dude. They weren't streamers. It was just a bunch of
I
dudes.
know. That's great. That's
Like
fucking great,
I
man.
thought it was Broman and Goth and T-Rex and all them, but then Bungie tweeted like,
They
nope.
missed it. They
Yeah.
missed it by 7 minutes.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's good because you know what? That shuts the other vocal minority up. When I think a day or two before this expansion came out, somebody asked Deej, they were like, "Are you guys going to be calling Worlds First?" Well, oh no, they said, "Oh well, I guess now the Worlds First only reserved for streamers."
Yeah.
And Deej tweeted, he was like, "Actually, I don't think we're going to call Worlds First this time, just because, because."
Yeah.
But they did, and then the internet once again, the other side of the vocal minority blew up. It's like, well, this is stupid. Now the only people that can get world's first are streamers. Blah 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 blah.
No,
And now
that's
the world's first wasn't streamers.
yeah. It was just
So
it was which isn't the first time it happened.
no, it's
Rise
not.
of Iron, the Wrath of the Machine, Heroics, the hard mode. It was a bunch of bus
Yep,
drivers.
bunch of German bus drivers.
Yep.
Yep, fucking
So
genius.
so then they go on to talk about faction rallies, which starts on Tuesday through December 12th through next Tuesday, December 19th. This time the
Which, by the
armor.
way,
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go for it. Go for it.
Oh, it says this time the armor you've won from your leaders will have new ornaments you can apply to make them look even more awesome. You got to complete challenges throughout the week to get those ornaments. So, and you can actually go look at what the challenges are right now.
Yeah.
If you go to the faction vendors. What were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
that's what I was gonna say. The congratulations, Dead Orbit, you won. Congratulations.
I don't know,
Have you
man.
seen the Dead Orbit ornaments?
Yes.
Oh my God, they're so fucking badass looking. I want that hunter cloak so bad,
Well,
so bad.
I have to claim New Monarchy on my warlock so I can get the ship. Because that'll be my
Fair
third
enough.
pledge. That'll be my third pledge to New
Yeah.
Monarchy on my warlock. And when you pledge a
Also,
faction
yeah.
3 times, you get the ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you got it. You got it randomly in a thing
No, no. The challenge for the ship is to pledge the faction 3 times.
with the same character, or just in general.
Not that's why I'm gonna do it on my warlock because my warlock is the only one that I've pledged both times.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'll have to just pledge. I think I pledged my hunter with Dead Orbit all 3 times. Anyway, I need that hunter cloak and the Dead Orbit. And guess what? Guess what? You asked yourself, how could the Dead Orbit shader get any more black? It got more black. So congratulations, Dead Orbit, on winning because you also have a fucking cool auto rifle. And
Goddamn
that's something
space
that
emos.
it's interesting, dude. The reward for all 3 factions are auto rifles.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's
you
yeah.
got the what's that fucking the
Dead
tarantula
Orbit has
looking?
Dead
Yeah.
Orbit has a Vice one.
Yep.
Um,
Future War Cult.
New Monarchy has a Hake one, and Future War
Hmm.
Cult has like the Skatelock looking one, or Origin Story.
Yeah.
Looks very similar to Origin Story.
Reskin.
But it's just interesting that all three. It's just interesting to me that all three are giving away auto rifles.
And I might have to buy.
Just interesting.
I'm gonna be on that glimmer grind so I can buy all 3 of them.
Nah, I just Dead Orbit. I think Dead Orbit looks the coolest. Anyway, like I
Yeah.
said, congratulations, Dead Orbit. You won already, and that's okay with me because I want that fucking cloak very
Yep.
badly.
Let's see. Next, they go on to talk about the patch notes. It's an interview with a guy named John. John Wisniewski. And he had some development commentary about the updates to combat. That's a really long interview with a really long quote list, so I'm just gonna. If you want to read that, it's on the Thwab.
Yeah.
Um, let's see here. Oh, so Deej took Cosmo off of the front lines of player feedback. Um, I'm guessing. I guess because Cosmo's the one that went to PSX this year, which they didn't really have anything, but
Hmm.
um, so that's cool.
Yep.
Um, Basically, Deej is saying that he's listening to the community in that next paragraph.
Yeah.
Um, then they go on to talk about Masterworks, which we talked about last week with update
I can't wait for
1.1.1.
Masterworks.
Yeah,
I can't, dude. I can't. I cannot wait for Masterworks. I really. I just. I don't know. I just can't wait. I can't wait to put stability on my guiding star. I can't wait to put reload speed on my positive outlook. I can't wait to put freaking maybe reload speed on my garden progeny. So many things I want to do.
yeah.
I cannot wait to do it.
So they go on to talk about Prometheus Lens. They said it shipped with a bug where the issue was the damage output was higher than expected. They never said they're 100% fixing it. All they said is that they're addressing the issue as soon as they can. Nothing specific about
Yes.
that. That's what the community seems to be confused about. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's getting fixed on Tuesday." No, it's not. All they're saying
Yeah.
is that
Well,
they're
it could
addressing
get
as soon
fixed
as
on
they
Tuesday.
can. Yeah.
Yeah. It could get fixed on Tuesday. Here's the thing. This is where I'm gonna sound negative.
Okay.
How the fuck do you ship something with that?
Deej tweeted early.
Did nobody take Prometheus into PvP and test that shit?
Deej tweeted
I
earlier
that that
today. He said, "What the hell did he say?" Oh goddamn! I'm gonna have to go find it. It was something witty. Um,
Of
oh,
course it was
um,
Deej.
it said Zeus knowingly gave humans fire, and the gods were outraged by it.
Whatever, Deej.
Yeah. No, Prometheus. I'm sorry. He goes, "Do you
Yeah,
think I find it
Prometheus.
ironic that Prometheus gave the humans fire and the gods were outraged by it?"
That's literally like hinting like Bungie did this on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If Bungie did this on purpose, this is the greatest troll of all time in the video game community. Like, hey, do you guys really want to bitch about this all the time? Here's something else to bitch about. Destiny 2's not going anywhere. Bitch away.
Suck
That's
it.
basically
Yep.
what I got from that. Yeah, freaking I got 2 words for you. Suck it. Right? If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Yep.
Like, golly. But if they didn't mean to do it, again, how the hell did this game ship with a PvP god tier weapon like that?
Yeah.
Like I tweeted out Prometheus lens and Striker Titan with pulse grenades literally equal a god. I'm pretty sure that combination could create universes.
Oh yeah.
Hands down. It's just unbelievably powerful.
It's like that 2-shot hand cannon from Destiny 1 that came with Age of Triumph.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just insane. But it's sure as hell made PvP fun this weekend.
Yeah, man, laser tag. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been a shit ton of fun.
I think we should run trials just because we have a fighting chance.
I don't know. What if everybody's running it?
They are. That's the beautiful thing. Everybody has a fighting chance this weekend.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man, trials on fucking with Prometheus lens? No, thank you. Jesus Christ.
Yep. But that was pretty much it for the swap, Chris. Unless you had anything else you wanted to talk about.
Nope.
Cool.
Again, like I said, I think this expansion's $20 well worth it.
Oh hell yeah! Did you want to go into Spinfo for a few minutes?
Yes.
Go for
Holy
it.
shit. Holy mother of God, when I was scrolling through my Twitter feed, all I saw was a tweet to Deej that he had retweeted, and it said, "Hey Deej, what is this? Or can you guys explain this?" And it's a body in the dark future wrapped in purple linens, just floating in light.
The only thing
And I
surrounded by
saw
light.
it.
The only thing.
Only thing in the dark future surrounded by light. And I looked at it, and the first thing that popped into my head was, holy shit, it's Saint 14. I freaked the fuck out, because after you started telling us about Saint 14, I started looking it up, and that dude, other than Osiris and maybe like Toland and Dregden Yor, is hands down my favorite Guardian. Okay? To give some perspective,
he headbutted a Kel.
This guy killed a Kel. Kels are like 10 feet tall. This guy headbutted a 10-foot tall Fallen and killed him with one headbutt. Holy shit, this guy's phenomenal.
And he's naturally passive. He's a Defender Titan. So he's naturally passive.
So if it was Destiny 1, he would be your bread and butter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. In Destiny 2, definitely not. You're a striker. Everybody's
look.
a striker.
Look at that. Look what I just put up. Look to your left.
Oh, look at that shit. And you created some lights. Look at that shit. So yeah, I think Saint 14 is such a cool character. When I saw that, my first thought was like, oh my god, it actually is Saint 14.
Yeah, and while you were doing that, I watched Bai's video, and then I just started tweeting out of my mind.
Yeah, and so I'm looking, and I queued up the adventure, and I went there, and I went and found him, and I looked in the hole, and I was like, oh my gosh. And the music in the Dark Future, it's the same music. It's the exact same music that plays in it throughout the whole time, but it took like a somber turn.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Saint 14 there, and the music's playing, and it's not like heavy because there's no action going on, but it's sorrowful and kind of down because it's the Dark Future. But at that point in time when I'm looking at that, it kind of like took a turn, and it was still kind of sad, but at the same time it was like, it was the music you would hear at somebody's like funeral, like celebration of life type thing.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, he died, like a celebration of life type thing.
And there are missions. There's mission steps, but I don't want to go into that here. That's really spoilery.
Well, yeah, that's going to be a lore tab, but that's what I wanted to get into. That was my spinfoil hat. Like, you know, we all think it's Saint 14, We all think it is. But that's also the dark future. That's the future. That's not the present. That's not where we are right now.
But you got to remember, Saint 14 went looking for Osiris.
I understand that. But that also doesn't mean necessarily Saint 14's dead. He could be alive, could be dead. We don't know. We can totally get into that in the lore tab next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was so cool. That's those things right there. Bungie didn't have to put the hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Bungie could have left that hole filled in, and nobody would have been the wiser. Nobody would have seen that ray of light coming out of that hole.
Yeah, and Deej didn't have to use his shotgun in the stream either.
Nope. They did not have to do that, but they did. They did, and that quest isn't even active right now.
Yeah.
We know that's a quest in the game. Well, we know there's a quest about Saint 14 in the game. We know it's there because it's in the database. It's just not active right now. So
that makes me so happy. You have no idea, dude.
I know. That's my thing. Again, Bungie didn't have to do that, but they did. They gave us that little piece of carrot on the stick.
Yep.
And like, is it Saint 14? It's got to be Saint 14. But there's a small thing that it couldn't be Saint 14, but it probably is Saint 14. Saint 14's helm is an exotic in the game again.
Yep.
You have this shotgun in the database that is silver, and it looks like a shotgun version of Saint 14's helmet, and it's got the number 14 on it. It's like, yep, that could be Saint 14's shotgun for all we know. It's these little things that are in the game that make this game so good. And like, I would love when Savathun comes around to see Toland, to get Toland. You know, we got a little bit of Toland from was it? I think it was Taken King. Where there was a
journal
where you go and find Toland's ghost. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of that Toland in Taken King, which was super cool. But Toland is, you know, he wasn't as powerful as Osiris, but what Osiris was to the Vex, Toland was to the Hive. Where Osiris was obsessed with the Vex, Toland was obsessed with the Hive.
And I don't know, he technically heard the death song.
Yeah.
So
something like that.
We don't know if he's dead. He sacrificed the whole fire team to hear that song.
Yeah, he did. Yes. But anyway, it's those little things that give me hope for this game.
Yeah, like the Praetor skeleton in that mission in Destiny 1.
Yep.
In the Vault of Glass.
Yep. Oh, that's what it was. It was Praetor's ghost that we went to go find.
Yeah. But we got to hear an excerpt from... We've heard Toland's voice before in his journal.
Yes, we have heard Toland's voice before.
Yeah. But
so yeah, there's little things I love. I literally sat there and stared at that body wrapped in those purple linens for a good 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Watching the linens flow in the light, it was just so cool. Such a cool sight to see.
I mean, can you imagine if we get the Saint 14 Viking funeral with Osiris just like broken down because his brother's dead in the dark future?
I think it would be great, dude. And that's the thing is like, Osiris is in every aspect of time right now. He is, for the most part, you know, Father Time.
Yeah.
And so, in that dark future, I can just imagine Osiris finding Saint 14, or they're in a battle. They're fighting the Vex somewhere in time. Osiris lives and Saint 14 dies, right? Yeah. And Osiris has that one-on-one funeral right there. That's where he decides to put Saint 14 to rest. And somehow, in this future where dark and light literally don't exist, he finds the little bit of light that is left and buries Saint 14 in it. Like, that's just such a cool...
He's a sun singer. All he has to do is conjure the Viking funeral perk from his melee.
Sure, yeah, exactly. Summon the Dawn Blade, thrust the fucking blade into the ground, and all of a sudden light shines down from whatever fucking space magic heaven that our magic comes from.
Yep. Oh, the possibilities, man.
Seriously. But again, I love this game. I think it's amazing. But it's also not the only game ever created.
Yep.
I'm very much looking forward tomorrow to going and playing Grand Theft Auto with you guys.
Yep.
Doing a heist. Oh man, but yeah,
All right. Well, that's it, man. That's all I got.
that's all I
Uh,
got too, man.
cool. Be
Made it an
sure.
hour. Look at that shit.
Yeah. There's the two of us too. If you enjoyed the show, you can follow the show right here on Twitch every Saturday night, twitch.tv/Twin Stick Radio. You can listen to the guys on Thursdays for Twin Stick Radio live streams.
Starting back up in January.
Yep. You can follow Chris on
Follow.
Twitter at ShortChangeHero with a 3 instead of the in hero. Go follow Trey too at the Darth Trey. He's not here right now. You can follow me at Rich Needs Rez. Um, be sure to tune in next week for the lore tab.
Yeah,
Um,
we're gonna bring back the lore tab.
yeah, man, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in heavy on Osiris and State 14 and their relationship with the speaker, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna.
Yep.
That means we're gonna cover the Battle of Six Fronts. We're gonna cover the Battle of the Twilight Gap. We're gonna do a whole bunch of shit next week. I got a pretty hefty thing going, script wise.
That's awesome. Hopefully, maybe I don't know when that Save 14 quest is supposed to necessarily go live, but
Yeah,
maybe it'll go live in this next update, and we'll be able to play it and add it to the script, which would be awesome.
that would be fucking
Also,
amazing.
also guys, follow Twin Stick Radio on Twitter at Twin Stick Radio because we have a lot in the pipeline for 2018. There's not going to be any new content for the rest of the month. Just because we're getting everything geared up, and plus the holidays are coming around, so everybody's taking a well-deserved break. But we have a lot scheduled for 2018. A lot of content coming for you guys.
Yep.
So follow Twin Stick Radio at Twin Stick Radio on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and you'll see we got a lot of good shit coming. So
Yep, and you can follow my other podcast, Read Between the Panels, in all the same places. Just
yes,
search for
sir.
Read Between the Panels. It's an enthusiast/pop culture podcast. And next week we will probably be reviewing Star Wars. So that's the
Ooh,
thing.
oh man, I literally forgot Star Wars comes out next week. Or no,
Thursday night.
yeah, it's Thursday night.
Yep.
Holy shit, I forgot that was happening. Oh
Yep.
my god.
It's intensity in 10 cities, man. I'm ready.
I completely and utterly forgot that was a thing that was happening. I'm very excited now.
All right, man. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube and listening, if you're the one constant viewer we had all night, I don't know who you are because you haven't commented, but thank you.
Yeah,
And
man,
that's
thanks
it.
for watching.
That's it, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.